Hey there everybody, and welcome to another one of my reviews. This time I got DX9 D21 Red Storm, their take on a masterpiece scaled sideswipe, G1 sideswipe. So we got the box art here. I have no idea what that picture or that quote is supposed to mean, but you can clearly see it. Interesting choice of words, DX9. And you got nothing on the bottom or the side. Pretty much nothing on the top. You just got him in his alt mode, which looks like it was drawn kind of off of memory. And then you got your schematics on the back. Strive to be yourself. Like, okay, that's not a bad quote. Not amazing either, but not bad. But there he is. But there is the box. And there he is. And he comes packaged in alt mode. Nice little red Lamborghini Countach, as Sideswipe always was. I can say that in person, the difference in red shade on the roof isn't as noticeable as it is on the camera. The blue windows here don't bother me as much as they did in all the pictures. They looked really saturated. The blue for the parking lights here, like it would have been better to be white or clear, but it is what it is. And then going forward, you got black paint up here, some silver for those lights. You got nice red paint everywhere else. I mean, it still looks like a decent quality. Some black details, some die cast. Wheels. Let's see, I think this hand is in the way. Yeah. And then the back, which is reminiscent of the MP12 Plus, the animation version. Still looks decent. And then while I'm at the alt mode, you do have opening headlights, but golly, they are tight for me. Okay, there it is. And they do have some silver paint going on there. So there you go. So there's his alt mode. Go ahead and put those back down. And he rolls, kind of. So the deal is that the fingers up here, they'll get caught and come in contact with the wheels. If you angle them up into their corners as best as possible, you can get a little bit better. You also do have to make sure this little section for the faction logo is pushed up as far as it'll go, which it should be out of the box, but then as you transform it, you may not get everything 100% back to where it was. But it still does roll. It just has good brakes. Alright, and then he also comes with his collector card. Nothing special there. Similar to what we got for the stunt cons. So, there's that. And accessories. He comes with his blaster, which is in the same lavender color that we're going to see his arms in. And the tab's only on one side, so he can only hold it with his right hand. But he's got the post hole, so he can put it on his shoulder, and I'll show you what I mean by that in robot mode, but it's got some good detail. And then his shoulder cannon, which has a tab on the left side, so you can hold it in his left arm, but left hand, but not his right. And then it's got that port. There we go. It's got the port to put it on over his shoulder. And again, some good detail for what it is. And then you've got his hammers. Two of them. Handle extends, which is a pretty neat, simple feature. And then it's got the removable pickaxe style and meat tenderizer style of his little like arm crusher things. And this is fully painted. You can even see the overspray there. Let's see. Can I pick it up? Yep, there you go. You can see it. Look at that. So it's painted in a metallic, like a gunmetal. So it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty good. And I'll show you. We can attach those to his arms in robot mode. So there's that. And now we'll do a couple of size comparisons. And let's start off with his Lambro Sunstreaker first, MP39. And you can see he is just a little bit longer, or shorter than Sunstreaker. There's that. Yeah, about the same width. but they do look good together. Then MP12 Plus, the anime version of Sideswipe, and here I'll go and take that off. And they did pretty good for the Anime Plus version, if that is what they were going for. I don't know. Didn't have the black part on the roof. That might be because of all the breakup they have. Other than that, though, I just noticed, like, I've never actually, like, paid attention. He's got clear blue windows, too, so that's what they did. That's all you needed to do. But anyway, there's that. So, you know, again, looks good together. I know there have already been some comparison videos of the two out there, so you can see those for yourself. And then DX9 Breakdown, their Stunticon. Just to show, not only because this is still a Countach, so to see the mold, but also to show just how much bigger their Stunticons are than more regular sized Carbots. Just massive in comparison. Alright. And then finally the last one, my TE01 Optimus Prime. So you can see him next to his fearless leader. Alright. And with that, we're going to get down to transformation. Now, I show in my transformation video that I do this guy different than a lot of others have. But anyway, let's get right down to it. You'll see. So I'll go ahead and undo the back. There we go. And just make sure to get it just above, there we go, just above the knees. So it's nice and loose. I'll undo the wheels. Come on, just unpeg, there we go. Just unpeg them from the arms. And then I'll unpeg the doors from right here. That's about where the similarities end up to this point. So now what I'm going to do, you've got these dovetails on the roof. You're not really supposed to like pull them or push them in for this style of clip. So I push down right next to the clip, and now that's separated. I'm going to go ahead and pull the front of the car apart just a little, but I'm actually going to take the arms out first. So I'm going to get my spudger in here by the head, separate the arms. Just finished transforming them back to alt mode, so everything is nice and stiff and secure. There we go. Bring that one arm out and bring that arm out. And now, because I did the roof as well, I can just bend at the ab crunch. Make sure that the tires clear the windshield. And then just, come on, there we go. Bend at the ab crunch and spread everything out. Now we'll do the lower part first. I'll pull this piece out and rotate that down, rotate it out, rotate the foot around, and now here I'm going to give it a little bit of a rotate and a little bit of an angle. Bring the wheel in, and I'm going to push the window up into the tire. There we go. And then I'm just going to rotate this around. And this is where the tire being soft rubber is actually a little annoying, just to get it up in here. Feels like the tire wants to get caught. But anyway, get that up in there so it's looking like that. And then you can straighten out the foot, straighten this panel out, and when you close it up, you want to make sure that the black panel goes underneath this tab first, and that it hooks onto the mirror, and then you've got your post and tab right there. So that's what you should have. And then I'll go ahead and rotate it at the hip. Good. Moving on, let's do the other side. Same thing. So I'll extend all that out. I'll rotate this. Give that a little rotate and angle down. Give this a little rotate just to help swing this out of the way. Close up the wheel. close up the window, which does help to kind of give it a little bit of that rotate. Make sure this is all the way down, and then just slide all that past it. Come on, there we go. Okay, I'll straighten that out and get it all closed up. There we go. And again, there you go. Rotate at the thigh joint. And we'll rotate at the waist. Good, good, good. All right, now. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to bring the arms out. And I'm going to slide them down. Give me some clearance, right? Next, these black plastic pieces for the hood, they might get caught up, but go ahead and slide the hood up. Then you want to close the hood, the head, the sides of the head up. Okay, and then we're going to rotate the head. We're going to bend this panel down, get behind here and push the logo forward. Then I want to bend at this hinge for the hood, and I want to make sure both the die cast and the black plastic piece stay facing backwards. And when you do that, you should be able to make sure that the head is above the hood and all of that. So, now I'm going to close up the back. So, let's see, rotate the black piece up and then fold the ends in, and then rotate it again. And then rotate it again. Now, for the spoiler, you want these two single tabs facing upward because they're going to lock into those black plastic pieces for the hood. And now, I'm going to close the hood up on the chest, and I'm going to compress it so the tabs go into that little center slot. Okay, there we go. Now you've got these black plastic pieces back here. Make sure that they're below the die cast and below the windshield hinge. Otherwise they'll, kind of get in the way. And you want to basically scoop the spoiler up into those. That's the easiest way I've found to do it. If you get the back all locked in and then you want to fight and get these tabbed in, it's going to be that. It's going to be a fight. There we go. You can see, hang on, let me zoom in a bit. You can see the spoiler is tabbed in to these two black plastic pieces. And then, before I zoom out, you've got this tiny little post on the window, and that's right below that dovetail lock. And then you've got these ports at the side of the body. That's what we're doing next. So just get one side in, and then the other side will be a little bit more of a fight, but I haven't been able to do both sides at once so far. There we go. Good. And part of what I did was I just made sure to push down on the back of the backpack. And you can make sure that logo is lined up fully. Make sure everything else is lined up. Okay, I'll fix his foot in a second. Slide his arms out. Lift up on the thumb. Rotate the hand out, and then you can rotate the thumb. Slide out. Lift up on the thumb. Rotate the hand, rotate the thumb. And then raise the arms up for his appropriate look. And that is, make sure everything is combobulated correctly. Yep, that is DX9 Sideswipe in his bot mode. And it's a pretty good looking bot mode. I like it a lot more than MP12. I never had the Bad Cube version, but I do know I saw a video on it some months and months ago when I was thinking about upgrading, and I just did not like it. I didn't think it looked all that great. It might be better in hand, but... So, going ahead, we've got... There we go, we'll zoom in. So there's his head, fully painted. Yes, he has that little mark on his chin. Let's see, or his nose. Yeah, you can see that. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that was there when it was packaged or if that was on first transformation. But it's a decent head sculpt. Nice metallic blue for the eyes and silver for the paint. Like, it looks good. Sculpt-wise, as far as cartoon accuracy, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but it looks good. And you got the off, like, lavender for the arms, which is... It's cartoon accurate, but it does look a little odd. Nice white and gloss black for everything. A little bit of silver here. Die-cast for the feet, but this foot, that rivet's loose. And that actually causes me a little bit of trouble during transformation because of how floppy this foot can be. So going back to alt mode, it wants to fight. This one does too, but it's more or less just because of a design thing. But I mean, he looks good, and as DX9 has done with their Stunticons at least, the only other DX9 bots that I have, that is an incredibly slim profile. Like, there is no backpack at all. And that's incredible. That's amazing. Really hope they can manage that with their Prowl and Datsun Brothers. I don't know if they're actually doing the Datsun Brothers, but I know they're doing Prowl. And I hope they can manage that with him. So I'll just give him a little... Let's do articulation, actually. So his head. Get a little bit of a side to side. That's as far down as he'll go. That's as far up as he'll go. And he'll do a 360. You just got to use the up and down while you're at it. For his shoulders, on friction, they'll do 360. If you have the shoulders up here, sitting normally, you can't really get up too far. But if you bring them down first, then you can get them out 90. You have bicep rotate. Double jointed elbow. That gets you past 90. Your hands are on a pin, so they'll do 360. Your thumb has this little ball joint and then this pin as well, so it'll get a little bit of articulation. And the other fingers are together on 2 pins each. Then you've got your waist swivel and your really good ab crunch, which is friction, but it holds well enough that you can hold a variety of poses. Then you've got your individual front and side hip skirt and your big diaper back flap. Go up to there on friction. Oops. Back to there on friction. That little piece hits. And then out to there. And the outward motion is tight enough that it's, I think even if there was die cast in the legs other than this, that it could hold pretty well. You've got a single jointed knee, and you only get a hair more than 90. Your toe will rotate. You've got this whole white section for the foot, so you'll get some down, you'll get a little bit of up, and you can get some rock. But because of how that and the toe is set up, it can be a little annoying to pose him correctly, or get him to stand, I should say. So, let's see here. And you do have to make sure the knees are straight because they have that movement for transformation. So, let's see here. I don't know if it's my eyes or if it's just something I'm doing or what, but it does seem like it's always a pain to get him to stand straight. Like, he looks straight and then I set him down and I'm like, wait, that's not straight. Okay, there we go. So he'll stand pretty well, and that's... I'll fiddle with it more when I'm ready to put him on the shelf, but he does stand well. And then we'll go into accessories real quick. So you've got that port for the post on the side of those black plastic pieces for the hood that are now on his shoulders, and you just plug that in, and then it's got a little up and down and tiny bit of forward and back, but that does affect the shoulder articulation. So be warned on that one. And then we'll go over here. He'll hold his gun perfectly fine. It might look a little weird because the thumb can't bend, but he holds it. And in addition to that, first, you do have the tab and slot for the handle of the axe. So he can hold the axe, or hammer, whatever it is, pickaxe, whatever. Here, let's move his thumb. There we go, that's tabbed in. It's a good tab. So, okay, I just untabbed it. There we go. So he'll hold it. The thumb being a little weird, you know, it's either that or have it sticking straight out. Or, and I think as cool as the hammer idea is, you just pop the hand out, and then you can do this for this or the other meat tenderizer attachment, you just plug it in. Right, pretty simple, pretty cool. I think that was a pretty decent way of doing that feature. Pretty much the same way that Takara did, you know. Similar enough. So there's that, and also I found he can hold the MP12 gun because it's still a tab and slot. And there we go. And he holds it pretty well. The tab is the wrong size, so it can be a little loose, but it's one of those things, if you get him set up for a pose and then you put it in his hand, he'll hold it just fine. See? Mine is a KO though, so it got a little wiggle inside of it. Like there's something loose inside. I don't know what. I have no idea what. But there's his accessories and his articulation and just the overall for the bot mode. So now we'll get on to some size comparisons. Okay, and now some size comparisons. Here's his brother Sunstreaker, MP39. So pretty close to the same height. Pretty close. Because of his horns, oh no, his eyes, his eyes are just a hair taller than Sunstreaker. And here is MP12 Plus in all of his old age glory, and TEO1 Optimus Prime, and I think they look pretty good together. Comes up about to his waist, but I can't help but shake, even though Sideswipe is about the same, sorry, Takara Sideswipe is about the same height, I can't help but think if maybe that's just a little too short. I'd have to watch an episode with the two of them in it again to see. But style-wise, they still look good together. And then again, just to see how DX9 used to be, there is Stunticon Breakdown. And yeah. This is one of those things, I think the scale chart shows that the Stunticons are taller in bot mode than the average car bots. But to me, this is just too much, you know. So just shows the difference between old DX9 and new DX9. Style-wise, like sculpt and all that, yeah, they still look good. They still look like they're G1 tune, but the height difference just goes to show how big their Stunticons really were. Because, I mean, it's fun to transform in back, but man, that's big. So, final thoughts here on DX9 Red Storm, aka Sideswipe. So, it shows a very big engineering departure from their old Stunticons, and I never owned Carry, their Rodimus, but I believe from that as well. The paint looks good, the articulation is pretty good, and the sculpt, overall sculpt and how it compresses is also really good. He fits the part, he sizes well with existing bots, so he'll fit in any existing G1 scale collection. But the transformation leaves a little bit to be desired. Just with the, you know, you got to be so careful not to flex or scratch things. I mean, he has this white mark on his butt out of the box. A lot of us have the paint chipping either on the roof or on the side windows where they go into the roof. I'm no exception. I just forgot to actually specifically point it out, but I do have a very, very small paint chip, and that's with me using the dovetails in the direction that they're designed to be used, which is another thing. Like, the transformation doesn't need to be that complicated. You know, I've got the pin on my die-cast foot that's kind of coming out, so I got to be careful with that foot. And I mean, even right here, like, you can see that foot isn't really touching the ground. It's really just the red surface of the car, and just because of how they design the feet. So when it comes to the sculpt of it all, the look, it looks great. He fits the part. It's an awesome bot, and for less than $100, I'm super glad to have him in my collection. But when it comes to the functionality, the transformation, the engineering behind it, it does leave a little bit to be desired. I would say if, like, I only have MP12 Plus, and it's a KO at that. So this guy is a huge upgrade from that in every way except the transformation. But if you already have Bad Cube Steamroll, with, you know, you may not really see the need to upgrade. And if X-Transbots, or when Fans Toys ever comes out with one, it's not a guaranteed buy for me, but I will take a look and see what they have, and I'll kind of judge based on that, is that worth an upgrade over this guy or not. Because I'm already going to use Takara's MP12 as an alt mode bot if I continue to display it. It may just go back in the box. So I don't need another alt mode sideswipe. So, but yeah, overall, God, you know, I'd say this is a good guy, but he does have some nitpicks. But overall, for less than $100, I'm glad to have him back, and I'm really glad to see DX9 is back. Hopefully, their prow is as good as this guy when it comes to the paint and sculpt, but hopefully a little bit better on the transformation. And then he'll probably replace my MP17 prow, which is also a knockoff. So, but anyway, so there we go. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time. See ya.